Hey IFG family, Ricky Ballard here. Continuing on with the training, I wanted to spend a few minutes talking about how to close. Sometimes the hardest thing that we do in this industry is not giving a presentation, is not building rapport, is not getting in the home. Sometimes the hardest part is to leave with a check in our hand. And so how do we do that without being totally invasive? How do we do that without being totally blunt? What I've found over the course of my career is that early in my career, I wanted the client to either tell me yes or tell me no. And later in my career, I found that I didn't need them to tell me yes or no. What I needed was for them to agree for me to fill out the application. And once the application process started, I had them closed. And so let's talk about that for a minute. And so we're going to role play here for just a second. If I was talking to Miss Jones, I would say something to the point of, Miss Jones, which amount works best for you? Is it the 10, the 12, or the 15? Which one do you like? And she's going to come back and say, well, Mr. Ballard, I like the $15,000 amount, but I just don't know if I could afford it. I don't know. Well, okay, let's talk budget for a minute here. You were spending $84 before. You're going to be spending $84 now for the $15,000. It's the same amount. We're going to see an increase from $10,000 to $15,000. And so, Miss Jones, to increase your insurance by 50% is the right thing to do. Me and you both agree upon that. So whenever who do I have the company make this $15,000 check out to? So who is your beneficiary? Who do you want me to make your beneficiary, ma'am? And she's going to tell me, oh, my daughter, or she's going to say, well, I just don't know who that is. Well, when something happens to you, the choice that you've made today is to increase your insurance by 50%. And that you've worked so hard for your money. I'm so grateful that you're such a hardworking person, but my job is to also make your money work harder for you. And so by doing so, you've done that today by making this choice. And what I'm going to do is I need to know who I'm going to cut the check to. Who does this company cut the check to? Your daughter, the same as this policy here? Oh, great. So your daughter. Okay, Miss Jones. Her name is Sarah Jones. Awesome. Okay. Once you start filling out the application and you start putting a pen to paper, the deal is closed. And so it's not about a yes or a no. It's about doing what's right all the time. And so as an agent, if it's right, soft close them. Close them softly. Don't make them tell you yes or no. Show them over and over again that you're making their money work harder for them, that it's day one coverage, that things are coming their way, and close them. One of my other favorite closes, if I'm not replacing business, if it's a brand new piece of business, I need to think about this, right? You get that? I need to think about this. I need to talk to my child about this. I need to talk to somebody about this. I always tell them, two things. Miss Jones, so you're telling me that if you pass away, that you need to talk with your child about cutting them a $15,000 check? Trust me, they're going to love you that you took the responsibility to make sure that this is taken care of. There's really no need to talk with them about that. That's easy. And then if I come with something to the point where they're like, I just need to think about it. This is one of my Southern boy closes that I use often. I'll say, Miss Jones, do you know the best day to plant a tree? And she'll look at me funny. I'll say 30 years ago. 30 years ago was the best day to plant a tree. Do you know the second best day to plant a tree? Well, it's today. Well, your insurance is the same way. The best time to have written your insurance was 30 years ago. But the best day other than 30 years ago to write your insurance is today. Let's go ahead and get this going. If you were to pass away, who would I make this $15,000 check out to? And fill it out and finish it. Guys, those are just a few tricks that I use when I'm trying to close people. Closing can be one of the hardest tricks. Remember, it's a transfer of emotion, but it's also when it's the right thing to apply the right amount of pressure to the client without being disrespectful or arrogant, but by holding their feet to the fire and making it a little bit uncomfortable and seeing who can weather the storm of it being uncomfortable. Guys, I hope some of these tools help on the closes. I appreciate your time today, and best of luck out in the field. Go make some money now.